But we begin today in London, where relatives and friends of missing residents of the stricken high-rise building are desperately searching for them. The still smouldering residential tower was home to more than 600 people. Authorities have confirmed that 12 died in the inferno, but they're warning that death toll will rise. More than 70 people were injured as they escaped. Anne Barker has our report.
Tragically, the worst of the fire may yet be to come, with an unknown number of residents still unaccounted for and the fire itself still smouldering, preventing access to parts of the building, according to Steve Apter, Director of Safety at the London Fire Brigade.
Yeah, there are still pockets of fire yet to be extinguished in particularly difficult places to reach, and hence I've said we will be on scene for a long time.
Graphic accounts of the high-rise inferno continue to come from witnesses who were on the ground and those who managed to escape.
There's mothers that have come out and lost their children. There are firefighters that have come out injured.
People like at their windows, help me, help me, help me, and there you can see the fire going into the house and into the last room that they're in, and just engulfing their whole apartment.
The most heartbreaking accounts have come from those who were trapped inside.
We're stuck on the 23rd floor! Hello!
I'm again for London,
There's too many people stuck upstairs!
Some reports suggest no one on the top 2 floors managed to escape. Susan Shukar is searching for her entire family.
My mum, my sister, her daughters and her husband. Yeah. They're all still in the building. Well, I don't know if they're out, I don't know, because we don't know any information.
It's not clear how many people were inside the building as the fire spread. One report suggests there were as many as 192 apartments in the building and 600 to 800 people who lived inside. Most would have been asleep when the fire began. The official death toll is 12, but that figure is likely to rise significantly as police and other authorities deal with the aftermath. Metropolitan Police Commander Stuart Cundy says it's a complex operation.
The incident that's occurred overnight is truly shocking. It's going to take a period of time before we truly understand what has occurred, what has occurred, and the investigation will be complex and, as you would expect, very, very thorough.
The focus for building authorities is how the fire began and how it could spread so far so quickly. Residents in the Grenfell Tower had raised concerns for years about fire safety. The building had been renovated in recent years, but residents still complained about faulty wiring and gas pipes and poor maintenance. Many were concerned at the lack of fire exits. Others suggest the outside cladding was a fire risk. But Jeff Wilkinson, a fire safety engineer, says the cladding alone couldn't account for the fire's rapid spread.
That in itself shouldn't have caused the fire to spread in the way that it has. It would have to have broken back into the building, and then having got into the building, it would then have to have somehow managed to start cutting off the escape routes, which is some of the concerns that are being raised. So it could well be that the fire spread both internally and externally.
One former fire chief, John Hall, says no one cause could explain such a devastating fire. But he singled out the lack of fire sprinklers in many high-rise buildings in Britain.
I wish there were a momentum within particularly the English government to fit sprinklers in every residential property in this country. You would expect me to say that because sprinklers quite simply save lives. The only reason not to do it that I can see would be one of cost.
The Grenfell residents' landlord, the local council in Kensington, faces growing accusations it neglected the building's safety. As early as 2012, a residents' action group warned that only a catastrophic event would expose the council's ineptitude and incompetence. But surely none could have predicted a catastrophe as bad as this.
Anne Barker.